So I'm noticing a growing trend of people talking about how January isn't the real New Year and that the real New Year is in the spring. And it's encouraging to see people starting to look at the world and natural cycles in that way because, in fact, I believe the same thing, that the New Year starts with the spring, with Aries, the Aries season. However, I do think that maybe there's a bit of the baby thrown out with the bathwater when we abandon the new year of the calendar. Because first of all, if you're going to follow the calendar for your whole year, writing down the dates, structuring your life around the calendar, then January 1st, the first month of the calendar, is indeed a start. You've co-signed this cycle and you participate in it every day of your life. So it is a valid start. And in addition to that, it's Capricorn season. So with the Aries season, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So that's one reason for it to be the beginning of the year. It's also the beginning of spring. And, this is a time of planting seeds and starting. It's when things come awake. It's when the active force comes awake. The the yang starts to come back into apparent dominance. However, Capricorn too is a season where getting yourself in order is very relevant. So Capricorn being, it's ruled by Saturn. So it's about structure and discipline and building things, lasting things. So it is in fact a valid time to think about resolutions. What's more resolute than the Capricorn energy? The goat. It is the one that accomplishes things because it is so resolute. So it's valid to consider this a time to be making resolutions. What maybe the shift in thinking needs to be is that so in the spring we have Aries ruled by Mars. Mars is at home in Aries. Mars is the active principle, but Mars is also the strategist. And so while Mars is at home in Aries, it is exalted in Capricorn. And so Mars at its best, essentially, is in Capricorn. It's not just going and doing and fighting and being fierce, very necessary things at the right times, but all of that action is not as effective if there hasn't first been strategy. So Mars in a Capricorn environment, you may not see it being so active, but that is where it is the strategist. So during Capricorn season, during our season of being resolute, is when we're being more internal, taking assessments, thinking through what we want the year to be like, putting things in place, trimming the fat, whether that's literal fat or perhaps getting rid of some things. We've just spent the holiday season being rather gluttonous in food and in shopping and in all sorts of things, and so it's a time where you've taken in all this stuff. You got to see what needs to be let go of, and thereby creating space and lightness and strength for you to go ahead and take off in the spring. So definitely join in on this new trend of thinking of the spring as the new year. But don't forget the importance of this time. You know, it's winter, and so, we may want to be comfortable, but in that comfort, spend some time going within and creating your strategy. See what you have, see what needs to be let go of, and use what you've already got. Instead of getting more, use what you've got to decide how you are then going to build and launch your outward principle, your yang principle in the spring. Happy New Year.